Hey folks, Harvey Cthulhu here, asking you to please push the button that will release me from my containment field and set me free to destroy your universe. But if you won't do that, please hit the subscribe button and be sure to push the notification bell as well. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and now on to the video.
Greetings, my friends. I am Dicta Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I am here today to state a sad truth about the Walt Disney Company. It is no longer safe for parents to let their kids watch Disney+. I never thought I'd see the day when I could say with not only a straight face but with absolute sincerity that Disney is getting more and more obsessed with sex and sexuality every day, and watching Star Wars at this point actually makes me feel disgusted. Once upon a time, Disney was the definition of family-friendly entertainment. Disney was wholesome, solid mainstream entertainment. If anything, at times, Disney was so wholesome, they were nigh unto bland and banal, with titles like Herbie Goes Bananas or The Apple Dumpling Gang. Movies so sweet you'd walk out of the theater with rotten teeth and a prescription for Jardiance. And yet, there was zero doubt that you could drop your kids off at the theater showing any Disney movie and trust they'd be perfectly safe from violence, nudity, extreme language, and political indoctrination. You could sit your kids in front of the TV and let them watch any Disney show or channel and have absolute faith that they weren't going to have a naked man or a drag queen rubbing their agendas in little Timmy or little Susie's face. Sadly, my friends, it has become nakedly clear after this last episode of The Acolyte that parents cannot trust Disney Plus to wholesomely entertain their kids anymore. In fact, with all the aggressive LGBTQ propaganda in Disney programming these days, drag queens and sexually charged nude scenes you'd normally expect to see on Cinemax back in the day, you can pretty much count on Disney to warp your kids with programming that is not appropriate for their age, all without any warning to parents about it. Disney Plus is now something of an entertainment Trojan horse, sneaking in subversive and adult material under cover of Disney's wholesome reputation, smuggling it inside the walls of your home. True, for those of us in the know, many of us who have been paying attention during these culture wars, this is no surprise whatsoever. But most parents aren't paying attention, sadly. They're too busy providing for their families and dealing with the many threats and hardships of modern life. They haven't even noticed Disney's drift to the dark side, many of them. But that drift became all too apparent during this last episode of The Acolyte. My Hollywood spies have unearthed an interesting rumor regarding the performance of this last episode of The Acolyte. You know, the one where Smilo Ren strips down naked in front of Osha, who obviously stares down at his junk as he flirtatiously asks her if she likes holding on to his lightsaber, displaying what looks like a scar across his back from a whip.
Hey, the kinky whip scar goes pretty good with the kinky bondage mask he got from the S&M porn store. At least, in every regard, Darth Zipperhead remains consistently sleazy.
It is disgusting, Harvey Cthulhu. For God's sakes, Star Wars used to be fun. A rollicking adventure squarely in the PG rating zone with clearly defined good guys and bad guys, and the good guys always won. Star Wars used to be what Disney used to be, a joyous romp through the endless summer of childhood innocence. But now, both have been tainted by Disney's bizarre agenda to indoctrinate children and betray the trust of parents, and the parents don't like it one damn bit, which leads to the latest rumor from my Hollywood spies. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to my Hollywood spies by sources claiming knowledge of the situation, but since I cannot personally confirm any of it, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. So my Hollywood spies contacted me and told me this. Episode 6 of The Acolyte has allegedly set a new record for the worst performing thing on Disney+. According to this source, Secret Invasion used to hold that dubious distinction, but now the King of Fail is dead. Long live the new King of Fail, or should I say, the Nude king of fail. Because that, I am told, is a big part of the problem. Folks, from what I have been told, and do take this as a rumor, the tune-out times on episode 6 of Smilo Ren's Naked Follies was staggering. I am told that over 75% of viewers turned off this episode at the point when Smilo Ren went skinny dipping and started asking OSHA to hold his lightsaber. In other words, over 85% of people turned the show off before it ended, and it was allegedly around that time that people bailed. I am also informed that people were very pissed that there wasn't a warning about sexual content before the show. Now, they don't actually show any of Smilo Ren's naughty bits, it's all implied, but what exactly is implied? Smilo Ren clearly knows OSHA is watching him as he strips. He makes a comment about it feeling good to be holding his lightsaber. He gets out and they have a conversation with him standing completely naked in front of her, and yes, as you can see, her eyes keep drifting down to his junk, and the whole thing has been acknowledged even by critics in reviews that the scene was a sexually charged seduction. A naked man standing in front of a woman checking his junk out in Star Wars. You see the problem? Because context matters. This isn't a problem on a normal adult show, and certainly I'm not shocked by this kind of thing. I'm not a pearl-clutching wokey, but on a platform that pretends to be family-friendly, this is what they show? Welcome to the Magic Kingdom in 2024. Disney is insane, my friends. They have lost their damn minds. I never thought I'd live to see the day when you had this kind of sleazy adult crap in Star Wars on a Disney Channel. Sign of the apocalypse, I suppose. But while these tune-out times are just a rumor, Disney not being family-friendly anymore is a fact. Oh sure, most of it is family-friendly. But if you can be exposed to this kind of garbage without warning, then nothing is family-friendly, not really. All the sexual politics, the drag queen stuff, the queerness inserted everywhere that they can shove it in, you never know where the stuff will pop up on Disney Plus these days, which means, by definition, it's not family-friendly. It's like a bowl of soup that someone took a leak in, just a little bit. Well, most of the soup isn't pee, but I ain't gonna eat any of it now. 'Cause what's worse than a worm in an apple? Half a worm in an apple. Think about it.
You're right, dude. Disney is creepy now. But hey, aside from the sleazy corruption of the innocent purity of George Lucas's Star Wars with nudity and sexual innuendo, light whips, scars, and bondage masks, this episode was also pathetically stupid. You wouldn't think something so sexualized and scummy would also be so boring at the same time. Ave Cthulhu is right. Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy are so desperate to one-up Darth Vader with a pathetic, creepy little imitation, they toss logic out the window. Darth Vader's distinctively ominous breathing isn't just a sound effect, it's because he's damaged, and his armor helps him to breathe, much like an iron lung. But these ladies are too stupid to realize that. When OSHA puts on Smilo Ren's sad, misshapen mask, she starts breathing like Darth Vader, and even sounds like Darth Vader. Yet clearly, there's no breathing apparatus on this stupid mask, no electronics to change the voice. It's just a ridiculously ugly parody of a bondage mask, just like the ones worn by perverts all across this great land of ours. It just shows you how unoriginal and plagiaristic these ladies are, that they have her put on the mask, breathe and talk like Darth Vader, without having any understanding at all why this makes zero sense. Yeah, and it's really funny how Master Soul can't tell that May is only pretending to be OSHA, and Smilo Ren can't tell OSHA is May, not until the end when they finally figure it out just in time to end the episode. Disney, you have lost any pretense of wholesomeness now.
Indeed, gentlemen. Disney has lost any pretense whatsoever of being a wholesome entertainment company safe for kids and families. In their colossal arrogance and determination to destroy our culture and reshape it in their own extremist image, Disney has abandoned the high ground. They cannot be trusted in your home on Disney Plus because they may introduce salacious adult material concealed in what used to be Star Wars. They can't be trusted with your family vacation because at any time they may trigger an awkward conversation with your little girl about why the bearded man was wearing a dress outside the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, a conversation that you really didn't want to have on your expensive summer vacation when all you wanted to do was ride the damn Dumbo ride. But you can't even do that in peace because Disney's right to promote alternative lifestyles on your dime trumps your right to have an innocent family vacation free of an arrogant drag queen shoving their agenda in your daughter's face. Yep, this is the state of Star Wars and the state of Disney, my friends. It is no longer trustworthy around kids, and it's too stupid for adults. From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.